Hi everyone, hope you are fine. I am sure that you must be familiar with the topics of chemical reaction and how to balance the chemical reaction that we have already discussed in our previous section. In this session, we are going to deal with what are the different type of chemical reactions. There are 5 important type of chemical reaction. The first one is combination reaction, second one is decomposition reaction, third one is displacement reaction, and fourth double displacement reaction. The last one is oxidation reduction reaction. Let's move to the first type of chemical reaction, that is combination reaction. By definition, combination reaction means two or more substances combine together to form a single product under suitable condition. Here only the single product is formed. That means when two substances combine together and to form a single product. Consider if A and B are the two substances, they can be combined together to form a single product, that is AB. This combination may be take place in between two elements or in between two compounds or in between an element and a compound. Now we have an example for this reaction. For this, here is a beaker. In this beaker, calcium oxide 2 to 3 gram of calcium oxide crystals are added. Then water is slowly added into this beaker. We can observe that the solution is start to boiling and the reaction is highly vigorous in nature, and here bubbles will be formed. Here the formed product is calcium hydroxide. That means here calcium oxide combined with water to produce calcium hydroxide. So we can say that this is an example of an exothermic reaction. So what is an exothermic reaction? Those reactions which liberate the heat energy that we can call exothermic reaction. So this particular combination reaction is an example of exothermic reaction. Okay. Then we can represent this chemical reaction on the basis of this equation. Here calcium oxide, which is in the solid form, that can be react with water which is in the liquid form to produce calcium hydroxide substances. Here only a single product is formed. This calcium hydroxide is also known as a common name that we call the slaked lime. When we apply the formed product slaked lime onto the wall by using a brush, after some time this calcium hydroxide combined with the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere and they form a thin coating. That corresponding reaction can be written as calcium hydroxide which react with the carbon dioxide present in the atmosphere and to form a thin layer that we called calcium carbonate. This calcium carbonate commonly called limestone, which is white in color, and this process is called whitewashing, and for whitewashing purpose we can use calcium carbonate. The formed product calcium carbonate, which is milky in color, this is a test that we can use it to identify the presence of the carbon dioxide gas. We can conclude that in combination reaction only a single product is formed by the combination of the two or more substances, and this reaction is highly exothermic in nature. Now the second type of chemical reaction, that is decomposition reaction. By the definition, the decomposition reaction means here a single compound split into two or more simple substances under suitable condition. Here from the single product we obtain different components, and this is an example of endothermic reaction. As we know what is endothermic reaction, those reaction in which heat energy is absorbed that we call the endothermic reaction. So in the case of decomposition reaction, energy change may be take place in the form of light, heat, or in the form of electricity. If the energy changes take place in the form of heat, that we called such type of decomposition reaction are called thermal decomposition. Let's illustrate the thermal decomposition reaction with the help of two examples. The first one, for this we can do an activity. Here in a test tube we take ferrous sulfate crystals. The formula of the ferrous sulfate crystal is FeSO4 7H2O, and it is just heated. After some time the fumes are produced here. Here what happened is that ferrous sulfate crystals, which is actually green in color, then on heating this water content is removed and to form a dirty white ferrous sulfate solid, and this ferrous sulfate solid is again heated to produce ferric oxide and along with some sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gas. And this sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide gas has a pungent smell or irritating smell. And the formed ferric oxide has brown in color. So this is an example of decomposition reaction. Here the ferrous sulfate is decomposes to form three products, that is ferric oxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Then the second example, here also we use the same procedure. We take a test tube and inside the test tube we add lead nitrate crystal which is white in color. Then it is heated to produce a gas. And here the reaction is lead nitrate on heating to produce lead oxide along with nitrogen dioxide and oxygen gas. This is also an example of thermal decomposition reaction. Here lead nitrate, a single substance or single product that undergo decomposition to produce three products. So clearly the thermal decomposition reaction is an endothermic process and here more than one product is formed. The second type of decomposition reaction is photochemical decomposition reaction. From its name it is clear that it is taking place in the presence of sunlight only. Okay, for this we can do an activity. Here silver chloride, generally silver halides are used for these purposes. Silver chloride or silver bromide is taken into a watch glass and it is kept some for outside in order to obtain sunlight. After some time, the silver chloride whose color is white, by absorbing the sunlight, its color becomes changes to grey. That means here silver and chlorine gas is produced as a product. It's an example of decomposition reaction. Here silver chloride undergo decompose in the presence of sunlight to produce grey colored silver and chlorine gas. The same procedure has to be take place in the case of this silver chloride and silver bromide, generally silver halides. They are generally kept in black colored bottles in our lab because it undergoes decomposition by the reaction with the sunlight. To avoid this decomposition reaction, we generally keep these chemicals in colored bottles. Another important use of these silver halides is that they are used in black and white photography. The third type of decomposition reaction is electrolytic decomposition reaction. The decomposition reaction which take place in the presence of electricity, that we call electrolytic decomposition reaction. So this reaction we can explain by using this activity. Here we need a plastic mug. Inside the plastic mug we put two carbon electrodes. These carbon electrodes are connected by using a battery and we can put two test tube over this carbon electrode. We know that water is a poor conductor of electricity. So in order to increase the electric conductivity of water, we can add dilute sulfuric acid solution to the water. When electricity is passed through this acidylated water, this water undergo decomposition and corresponding hydrogen and oxygen gases are produced and they can be deposited in the corresponding electrode. So this reaction is a perfect example of the electrolytic decomposition reaction. Here, due to the presence of electricity, the water molecule undergo electrolysis to produce the respective hydrogen and oxygen gas. The density of the hydrogen and oxygen gases are lesser than of water. That's why they can be moved upwards and we kept this test tube inverted. The third type is displacement reaction. By definition, displacement reaction is a chemical reaction in which one element take the position or place of other element. That means here one element take the place or position of the other element, that we call the displacement, a change in place that is take place in here. Generally, metals are undergoing displacement reaction. Here the most reactive metal displaces the least reactive metal in their corresponding solution. How you can identify which metal is more reactive and which metal is least reactive? Then this can be identified by using a reactivity series. In reactivity series, here the reactivity of metals are arranged in the decreasing order, which means here potassium and sodium, they are highly reactive in nature, and then platinum, gold, they are least reactive in nature. On the basis of this reactivity series, we can say which metal is more reactive and which is less reactive. Look at this experiment. Here we need a test tube. Inside the test tube we take copper sulfate solution. We know that the color of the copper sulfate solution is blue. Then we put an iron nail without disturbing the solution into this test tube. We can observe that a brown colored layer is deposited on the iron nail and the color of the copper sulfate become pale green. From this experiment, the corresponding reaction can be written as, here the two metals are present, first one is iron and second one is copper. Here when we look into the reactivity series, the iron is more reactive than copper. So here iron displaces copper. So iron displaces copper to produce corresponding iron sulfate and copper is also liberated. It's a clear example of the displacement reaction. Then one more example of this displacement reaction is zinc and the reaction between zinc and ferrous sulfate solution. Here when we look at the reactivity series, zinc is more reactive than iron. So here zinc metal displaces the iron. So zinc react with iron sulfate to produce zinc sulfate, and as a result of this reaction iron is produced as a byproduct. The fourth type of chemical reaction, double displacement reaction. By definition, the double displacement reactions are the chemical reaction in which one component each of both the reacting molecule get exchanged. So we can look how this double displacement reaction can be take place on the basis of the following example. In this reaction, when we look this reacting species, here this barium and sodium interchange its position and to produce corresponding products. One more example for this double displacement reaction is sodium carbonate react with hydrochloric acid to produce sodium chloride and carbonic acid. Here H2CO3, that is carbonic acid, is the result of the combination of two products, carbon dioxide and water. Here carbon dioxide gas is evolved in this process. When we pass this carbon dioxide gas into the lime water, that is calcium hydroxide, the resulting compound produced is calcium carbonate. Some water is also produced. Then this calcium carbonate is react with water and the carbon dioxide to produce calcium bicarbonate. So this is an example of double displacement reaction. Sodium and hydrogen interchanging its position to produce corresponding sodium chloride and carbonic acid. Up to now we discussed the different type of chemical reaction. That is, the first one is combination reaction, then decomposition reaction, then displacement reaction, and last the double displacement reaction. Then one more reaction is remaining that we can discuss in our next session. Thank you for watching me.